Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining our first ever Fierce Talks on LinkedIn Live. And I'm Matt Hamblen at Fierce Electronics with Lucia Contreras, our conference director. And she's here to introduce the conference theme tracks for Sensors Converge being held in Santa Clara in June. How's it going, Lucia?
Hi, Matt. Doing well. I'm happy to be here with you and chatting about Sensors Converge 2023.
Well, what can you tell us about the conference program at Sensors Converge?
Yeah, absolutely. So what I can tell you for 2023 is that the conference program will be 2 full days with a pre-conference workshop day on June 21st. We will be covering 4 main topics during our workshop day. And that is going to be modernizing embedded software, extending battery life to empower the IoT. We're going to be chatting about the Matter protocol for smart homes, and then flexible and printed wearables. So these workshops have been confirmed, so that's why I want to mention them. So again, this is going to be June 20th through the 22nd, with a pre-conference day on June 21st. So the 4 workshops are ranging from 4 to 8 hours, as our typical kind of workshops run. And these are deep dives into the topics I just mentioned. So it's really a great way to engage with fellow attendees and speakers, since it's a pretty kind of lengthy time that you'll be at the workshop. So it's really great for the engagement there. So the main conference begins on June 21st and through June 23rd, and we're hosting 3 main rooms, and each room will have a main theme covering a few topics all tied to that same theme. And I really wanted to create a story with the program. I wanted to focus on the attendee experience and theming each room out, and really enhancing the navigation experience for our attendees. And in addition, we're also going to be adding a speaker lounge, which will be focused, or will be to give the attendees a chance to engage with speakers after the session. So if you have a particular speaker that you're really interested in meeting, there's a speaker lounge to do that and network and all of that. So I'm really excited with the kind of the restructure of it. We really wanted, again, we wanted to theme out each room. All the attendees would be able to know exactly where all of the content will be, and just enhance the attendee experience.
So we've been waiting. What are the conference themes? Something?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, before we jump onto the conference themes, I did want to talk about kind of the idea, or the thought behind that stitches it all together, and that is driving sensor innovation into the era of sustainable living. So during my research, the research phase that we closed up already, I did find a quote that really kind of stood out to me from the president of Vision Tech, which is an embedded electronics company, and he said, or he wrote, from the manufacturing processes all the way to the materials and packaging, the importance of sustainable footprint will become a driving force in market demand. In fact, sustainability will become one of the most critical buying decisions. Consumers will place equal importance on sustainable manufacturing as much as low price. So that really, kind of caught my eye. And as I was putting together the themes, I really kind of looked back into that and what really is driving a lot of the markets. It is not only the amazing technologies and innovations that a lot of these companies are putting forward, but really the consumers as well. And following those trends is really important for a lot of these companies. And these developments and read the notion of reducing carbon footprint has been touching virtually every industry, from identifying waste in manufacturing to electrification and automotive, and developing homes that are energy efficient. So across markets, we're really looking to impact the impact in a positive way. So with that in mind, we developed, those themes that I'll be mentioning.
So question. So how did you come up with the themes? I mean, I know you have an advisory board, but is that what led to this?
Yeah, so we do have an advisory board of about 30 members. And these members are, varied background of engineering. We have representation from various markets as well. From automotive, we have some individuals from Tesla and Rolls-Royce. We also have from consumer electronics, we have Intel, GE, Whirlpool, Qualcomm is also and NXP is also a member of our advisory board. So I had individual calls with all these guys, and if you want to see, the full list, you'll be able to find it on the website. But I did have individual calls with all these guys, and they really, kind of walked me through kind of the biggest highlights, the biggest topics for each vertical, and of course, for the industry itself, what those are. And of course, we always went back to, we always mentioned the sustainability aspect to it, and what's going on in the markets.
Yeah, I remember hearing those specifically. Some of those people have strong opinions, that's for sure. So tell us about the themes.
Yeah, okay, so here we go. First theme is enabling innovation. So advances in next gen tech. And this is going to be in one of the rooms. And in that room, we'll have many different tracks that, go on throughout the 2 days. And in particular, we wanted to not only focus on not only brand new innovations, new technology, but also the advances in traditional sensors and making them more precise, more stable, and easier to implement. And some of the tracks that we're focusing on during, in this room is IoT, 5G connectivity in the cloud. So as 5G has been maturing and there is an aggressive kind of rollout and implementation, that kind of drives IoT growth. And so I think this is a pretty timely topic, and there's many subtopics that go underneath that, right? So we'll have a track dedicated to IoT and connectivity. So you'll find that in that room. We'll also be touching on intelligent sensing, MEMS, edge AI at the edge, ML, machine learning, and sensor fusion.
Wait, that reminds me of V2X, vehicle to everything. Of course, Qualcomm's in that space, and recently Cepton working with periscope LiDAR and connectivity. I mean, there's just lots of stories around this topic.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a lot of like as I mentioned, the advances in connectivity are really driving a lot of these for the automotive sector, really driving a lot of the advances within V2X and the automotive's autonomous development. So we're going to be touching on that as well, and we'll have a whole kind of section or track on automotive as well, and you'll see kind of further along in the other tracks and the themes. We'll touch on that as well.
You got a little bit more under that topic, or what's
yeah. So we'll also be discussing environmental sensing and sustainability, which has now become an industry on its own. Environmental sensing is quite timely as well. So we'll have some companies jumping on here to this particular track to talk about some of their technologies, their developments within environmental sensing and how that's being applied. And then advances in embedded system technologies will also live in this realm. We will not be having a co-located event anymore. We're all going to be incorporating all that content into the main conference. So we'll have just very much more a robust program for 23. So really excited to bring that over to the main conference. And then the second theme is process design, efficiency, and control development. So really, now that the sensor industry is kind of, it's the era of sensors right now. And there's different ways to take advantage of these new technologies. And we want to ensure that they are implemented safely and then they are consistent, which is a growing consideration for a lot of companies, right? So the understanding the performance needs and really standardizing a lot of these protocols, it becomes very important. And as I mentioned in our workshops, we will be adding some Matter protocol for smart homes content in this track as well. Some touching on energy harvesting and power management, which is on an upward trend as well. Multi-sensor fusion integration, primarily for automotive, test measurement, real-time thermal measurements, data acquisition for tested measurement. Again, very, very timely for the automotive industry. And then a little bit of security and privacy as well. Maybe not, a huge many sessions on security and privacy, but really kind of tying it into other topics.
Just about everybody's worried about security and privacy, but I do find it in writing about it, but some companies just don't want to talk publicly about the topic, unless of course you're selling a product to help with it. But so that'll be interesting. Thank you.
Yeah, right. And I think that, tying it into maybe other topics and it is, as you mentioned, something that is top of mind for a lot of companies. May not be what they're focusing on, and they have different particular departments that work on security. But it is good to incorporate it into the bigger scale talks that will be that are going to be on the program. And then lastly, transforming markets, smart everything. So given the advances with IoT and connectivity and the connectivity revolution, we really kind of give rise to the smart everything. So we'll be looking at the different tracks or different verticals that most significant developments in particular verticals. So smart manufacturing, agriculture, smart homes and buildings, the connected car, medtech, defense. So all these verticals have been prominent throughout the years here at Sensors Converge, but we're really going to give them a spotlight in this particular room. And we're going to give a state of the industry or state of the market for each particular market, and then kind of highlight the biggest and largest developments within each vertical, and the most appropriate topics for those. So really excited about this particular room theme, because I think that there'll be you'll find a lot of really interesting content here. So that really
is cool. Ag is cool. It's on everybody's minds. I just visited Des Moines, Iowa, to see a smart tractor from John Deere.
Yes.
It was being controlled from a tablet, and the idea was that farmers could extend the hours they plant and harvest in a day, way into the dark. Anyway, huge field, because food production's obviously a little bit important.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are a lot of applications within agriculture. I know that our suppliers, our exhibitors on the floor have a great interest in it, in this particular vertical as well. So it also kind of translates to our expo floor. Maybe we can invite John Deere to bring their tractor. I don't know. we can see if we can bring a tractor and kind of plant it in the expo floor and give them more that attendee experience, kind of take it to a whole new level.
Wow, what a great, really great program you got in mind there. So it's coming up sometime next year, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And one other thing that I did want to mention before we kind of wrap it up here is the additional formats that will be added to the program too. Some being the lightning talks, which will be these short sessions for 10 minutes that will give back to back. That will give a lot of content, a lot of information in a very short amount of time. those are going to be, I think, really, really really beneficial, and they're going to be great. I think the Ask the Speaker format that I'm adding as well, this is going to be more of a Q&A type of session where you'll have the speaker open the floor to the attendees to ask questions and really give a lot of time for that Q&A time with the speaker. And we'll have a particular topic that the speaker, will be talking about, and really opening the floor for engagement and back and forth. So I think that's going to kind of enhance the networking aspect as well, and you'll be able to kind of give all ask all the questions, all the burning questions in your mind. And the biggest, I think the most exciting one that I'm adding is what I'm calling the Leaders Roundtables. And these are sessions that are going to be opening each day. And these are panels, particularly that are going to be filled with kind of recognizable companies and leaders within sensors industry. For the first day, to be talking about the state of the industry, what's going on, a year in review, what's been happening the last year, what are the biggest developments, what are the biggest hurdles we're looking at, kind of setting the stage, the tone, and for the rest of the day. These are going to be free to attend. So for expo goers, also, we can open it up, and we'll kind of get a little bit of content throughout the day for those people visiting the expo, and as well for our conference attendees. We'll set the tone for the entire day. And for the second day, we're going to be going back to sustainability in electronics. So we'll be opening up the day with that topic, that Leaders Roundtable on day 2. So yeah, that kind of sums up the entire program. I'm really, really excited about 23. I think it'll be, really great content. There's a lot going on, and we'll be able to, I think, bring something new and fresh to the audience.
How do people find out what's happening next, other than going to the Fierce Electronics website and clicking the tab at the top?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've asked our marketing department, and for the people that have attended in the past, they will be receiving an email on November 28th to register for a special rate. And for everyone else, registration will open December 5th. So look out for those emails, November 28th and December 5th. And of course, you can visit our website at sensorsconverge.com, and you can get more of that information.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Really interesting. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Matt. And really looking forward to having some drinks in Santa Clara.
Oh, thanks, Lucia.